So what is Maidral? A modern shonen manga where a small percentage of the population have begun developing powers known as inspirations. The government has been slow to introduce laws and policies around inspired people, but everyday people have not been slow to judge and fear those different from them. But every series needs a protagonist, and ours is Spec. So who is Spec? Spec is a young man fresh out of college who dreams of becoming a hero known by all. Spec calls his inspiration misdirection. He can turn himself and anything he chooses within his reach invisible in a cloud of smoke. The first time his inspiration manifested was after his mother took him to a magic show. He was enthralled by the performance, the attention, and the spectacle. There are many different theories as to how inspirations manifest. Some get 1 or 2 points right, but I'm excited for you to read the series and start to piece together what you think is happening. Now, what is the world of Maidral? The country of Maidral is made up of 3 islands. The central island of Velita, the northern island of Kingly, and the southern island of Avon. All 3 of which have MIU bases located in their capital cities. But what the hell is the MIU? The Maidral Inspired Unit is intended to be an all-encompassing government organization that helps citizens with problems arising from inspirations. But in practice is most often forced to act as a superpowered SWAT team for the general Maidral Defense Service. So why the name Maidral? Think of it as like in Old English, we stopped saying God be with thee and we just started saying goodbye and then bye. So the idea of the queen being chosen by God, she's divine over all of her pupils, the leader of the country of Maidral, they used to say she was the maiden who's divine over all. And you squish that down the same way we did with goodbye, and you get Maidral, maiden divine over all. I've been working on Maidral for over 3 years now, and it's the best thing I've had the privilege of doing. I've been working with artists from all over the world, and I plan on printing the books right here in Nova Scotia, Canada. I'm so grateful for everyone who's been a part of this, and all of you for hopefully supporting it. With their help, and with yours, I really hope I can make this dream come true. Now, my inspirations. I love art. I've loved art my whole life. All I've ever wanted to do was make it and experience it. I wrote a comic called Blob Man when I was like 6. And it's just, it was the Blob Man comic. It had its own set of spin-offs. I did a bunch of Pokemon comics. It's just my whole life I've always wanted to do something like this. And I got into manga probably when I was like 9. Like I read a couple volumes of Naruto, and I read was it 3 or 4? It was 3! This is the first manga I've ever owned. I read the Pokemon Adventures manga from 3 onward, and then 1 and 2, which is kind of funny now, because I love Radiant. Radiant is like one of my favorite things ever. It's criminally underrated. And I can't get Volume 1 of Radiant, like, anywhere. So I started that at Volume 2. My inspirations come from all over the place. My thoughts on, like, oppressive governments and big institutions that need to be broken come from things you learn in history class. They came from Dread 2012, the greatest movie of all time, and I will die on this hill. My love of real characters who are free to just be themselves and don't exist to just check a box comes from series like Nana. And some series that consistently show me how great of a genre shonen can be are like Radiant and D-Gray Man and Black Torch. I've been blown away by fantasy worlds from things like the Ore region in Pokemon, or Theranos in Radiant, and No Man's Land in Trigun. I'll be making a whole video of just me diving into like the random dorky things I've been inspired by, like a fight scene in Man of Steel, or like the way they frame Dread in the 2012 movie. So there it is, my series, my dream, and I hope you support it when it comes out. Maidral can be found on all sorts of social media down in the description. When this video launches, I'll be launching a lot of similar videos like the one I mentioned before on my different inspirations, and you can check those out here as well. And if you'd like, you can donate to the series. I'm not getting paid, nor do I plan to, so all of it, 100%, is going into this series. I don't get in front of the camera very often, but if you like these kinds of videos, I'm happy to do more. But most of the updates are going to be on social media, so go follow whichever ones you feel like following. And I'm really, really excited to finally announce this. I think that's it. Holy shit, dude! Oh, I think that's it. Oh my god.